Hey, writers. So now I'm so excited to spice up my writing with taste details, details describing the taste, just like we saw in Mrs. D. Camillo's video. I was looking through my first story, the one that I've been working on about the sound, and there's really nothing that I ate. There was no food in it. I mean, this is in the kitchen, and this was, let's see, all of a sudden, we heard a noise, scratch, scratch, scratch. We stopped working. I looked at Annie. Annie looked at me. Her eyes were as big as saucers. Remember that when I did that? We went back to our homework, but the sound came back again. Scratch, scratch, scratch. We froze. Yeah, I mean, I don't think in this story I'd be able to describe the way anything tastes. But I did start a second small moment this week. I did another one, and it's a story from when I was 4. And I'll show you. And I know it has to do with food, so I think that I'll be able to add some details describing the way it tastes. It was time for dinner. Annie was in her high chair. So I was 4 years old. This is my baby sister, Annie. Mom put something on my plate. It looked gross. And then I added on. I was like, gross doesn't really describe it. So I went back and I spiced it up. And I said, like slimy yellow worms. Isn't that spicier details than just gross? Ew, Mom, what is this? I asked. Mom said, it's fettuccine Alfredo. Try it. And then, now you're going to notice this page is ripped off. This is what I call story surgery. My first round, I just went to this page, but then I was like, wait a minute, I never described what it was like eating it. And that's like the most disgusting part, so I should get back on it. So what I did was I ripped this page off the back, and I'm just sticking it in here. Story surgery. I scooped one noodle worm, see those spicy details, onto my fork, put it in my mouth, and ew, ew, ew. Mom, do I have to eat this? I asked. Well, you don't have to, she said. But remember, no dessert if you don't eat dinner. And I'm looking at this page and I'm noticing, like I said, ew, 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 but I never described what it tasted like. I feel like right there, but I would want, well, how did it taste? It was disgusting. To me, it was disgusting. It was squishy and creamy, and it tasted like something was rotten. It tasted like rotten pasta. Those are some good details. I don't have room to add all this, so this is something you can do. When you don't have room and you have more to write, what you can do is just take a blank piece of paper. Now, if you're working on the computer, that's easy. You can just scooch it right into your story. You can just type it right in. But if you're handwriting something, you might not have as much room. So you can just cut a little strip of paper, and I'm going to add my new spicy detail word. So what did I say? Ew, ew, ew. It tasted squishy and creamy. It tasted like, I'm going to say like rotten garbage pasta, because that's really how I felt about it back then. Like rotten garbage pasta. What do you think? I feel like those are much better spicy details, and I think that if I add those in, it's really going to help my reader really understand how much I hated this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it in here. So I'm going to just put it here, and I'm going to add a piece of tape. This is what we call a revising strip. And I'm going to tape it in there, and then I'll be able to, I can just flip it up. So I can say, ew, ew, ew. It tasted squishy and creamy. It tasted like rotten garbage pasta. And then I can go back. Mom, do I have to eat this? Awesome. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to look through the drafts that you have either on paper or on your Seesaw and see, is there a place that you could describe what something tastes like? And the best way to do that, if it was really delicious, make them want to eat it. Or if it's like my story, make them taste how disgusting it was. Let's spice it up.